Hi, welcome. It's me, Yana, and today we are doing another speed build video, and this time we're doing a tier 3 tiny house. So this is the smallest tier that can be used, and it also has the most perks available to it. So I did use a Pinterest picture of a house as an inspiration for this, and you can see how the roof extends above the deck area, and I really loved how that looked, so I really wanted to use it here. And I did change it up quite a bit. I didn't use the same color scheme. I did add this extension to the house where the bedroom is. And this is 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom house. This fits up to 2 sims, and yeah, it does have everything you need except for a computer. So I didn't have a space to put a computer table here, but I do add a dining table outside, where I think if you want to use a laptop, which came into the game I think about 1 year ago, and there's also a base game one which is locked, but you can open it with the cheat in game. If you're in build mode, you can open it with the cheats BB ignore gameplay unlocks entitlement, and then you can access it or unlock it during gameplay if you finish some career. I'm not actually sure which one it is. But yeah, so you could use that on the table outside, and there is no dining table inside because this home is so small. It didn't have space to put one inside. So of course, when the weather is nice, your sims could just go eat outside, or if it's not that great or it's winter, they can always eat on the couch. And I do the exterior and the landscaping first. I do come back to it later on in the end to add a couple of more things. This is a very simple, I think, landscaping wise. It doesn't have like a backyard or anything. I do move the house backwards a little bit to kind of make an like front yard. It's not a proper one, there's no pool or anything, but I think it's very simple. Like what I imagined like a young couple maybe living here, kind of hipstery. There's some bikes at the front, and I imagine they're like very eco-conscious. They want to smaller their footprint on the nature, so they ride their bikes to everywhere, and that's why they chose a tiny house as well, to not use so much of the resources. And so yeah, what I do add here as well, later on, I do add a couch you can sit on. If there's a storm, it might be kind of a problem. When the lightning strikes and burns your item, that might happen. Let's hope not, but it's not covered, so that's a possibility. And then I do some of the landscaping. I actually didn't enjoy doing terrain painting. At some point, I found it quite hard, unnecessary, but now it's one of my favorite things to do. So what I usually do, I do have this darker color that I like put underneath the plants, and then I kind of extend it so it shows. It's not like completely under the plants, and then I like to add this kind of lighter color on the edge of it to kind of give it more depth and blend in more with the surroundings. And as I said, there's not a lot of stuff here. I do add a couple of trees. I do like how this turned out. The house is completely functional. There's no sink in the kitchen. There's one in the bathroom, but I think it works. When you have a tiny house, you kind of have to choose what you want to use the space for, and adding 4 counters in a kitchen, or using that many tiles, it kind of makes it hard to keep the house in the tier 3 level. So yeah, the only sink is in the bathroom. Here I'm just finishing the terrain painting, and then I move on to the interior, and I start with the kitchen like I usually do. And as you can see soon, it's only 4 tiles wide, and what made this possible is leaving out the sink. It's very simple. The interior has this color scheme of white, black, brown and some red, and I really like how that turned out. I hadn't used I will use the tiny living couch, which I hadn't used before in that particular swatch, so it was fun to do something different. It's actually kind of funny, like one of my earliest builds that I shared on the gallery is something called Tiny Living. This was, I think, many years ago now, I think maybe 3 years, and it's not very good. It's still there. I kind of like to see the progress I've made in the building, and I also think it's useful. I plan to do these kind of renovation builds out of my old builds at some point, so it's nice to have them there. But I haven't actually opened it since Tiny Living came out, so I don't even know if it has enough or few enough tiles to be counted as a tiny home. But yeah, I'll check that out later. You can too. I don't recommend it, but it is there. And so yeah, when Tiny Living came out like a couple months ago, I thought I would be building tiny houses all the time, but I actually kind of didn't. I don't know why. So now in the past few days, I've been building, I think, like 3 tiny houses, so those will be coming out soon as speed build videos, and I will also release them on my gallery after I've done that. So this build, I don't usually sketch out what I'm going to do before I start building, but because tiny houses are kind of complicated, I wanted to make sure that I had space for everything that I wanted, except for the computer actually. I did sketch it out. I used a lined paper to kind of make sure it stayed the tier 3 and also how I would fit all the items there. So I did edit this yesterday. I edited the material I had yesterday just before bed. I saved it. I thought everything was fine. Then today, when I opened it up to, do the voiceover, it turned out I had somehow managed to save only 10 seconds of the video, only the intro, and I don't know how I managed to do that, but I'm still new to all this editing stuff and all these programs, so there's definitely a learning curve to doing this. And this is my 3rd time doing the voiceover today, so I edited the video again. It was much faster this time because I kind of knew what I had to edit out, but then one of our dogs started craving attention and made some noise, so I had to delete that voiceover, and then I messed up some things in the next one, so I really hope this works out this time. But yeah, so as you can see, I did add some shelving above the TV here as well. So I think this is quite a simple build, but I did add quite a lot of clutter in these specific places to add some realism into the build. Like in The Sims, I don't think it needs to be too realistic, but in a tiny house like this, it's nice. Like you get in the kitchen, for example, there's only like 2 cabinets, so imagine where would you put your stuff. Of course, when you're living this tiny, you don't maybe own that much stuff, but it still has to go somewhere. So I did like adding those little spots where there were a little bit more of those items. And then I go into the bathroom, and it's a very simple one. It's like white and black, but I really like how it turned out. And this shower head from Discover University is so handy for a tiny space like this. It doesn't take up a tile, so your Sims won't have any problems using this bathroom at all. And I do add a trash can. I couldn't fit one in the kitchen, so I add one here under the sink. If you have BB Move objects on, which you should always if you decide to download my builds, because I use that one. So by enabling it, you actually make sure that everything stays put and your Sims can use them. And I added the trash can underneath the sink, so if you have that cheat on, you should be able to use it. And if it doesn't, you can like grab a plate and pull it there yourself. And this bedroom is very simple. I use the same bed as I did in my last speed build video in the colorful family home, but I do love it. Like I mentioned in that one, it's one of my favorite beds. And because this bedroom is 3 tiles wide, your Sims can use this bed. Like the half tile that is on both sides of the bed will work, and you can also access the bathroom. But you have to have the cheat on. I don't know if it works if you don't have BB Move objects on. Then I add some more clutter. I don't think I do a lot more. I really like how this bedroom doesn't have the red color, but I think it suits the bedroom because it's so calm, and you know, I think bedroom should be a place where you can relax, you know. And yeah, then after this I will add some things on the deck. I will add a barbecue grill, and I will add some planter pots and also the couch, and then in the end I will add some lighting in night mode. But that's about it. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to send them, put them in the comments. And yeah, if you have any ideas or suggestions, criticism, please, if it's constructive, you're welcome to share it, and I ask you to do it. And if you like this video, please remember to like it, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And yeah, thank you for watching my video, and I will see you next time. Hope you're having a good day. Bye!